Hey guys, Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency update. Welcome to the channel. Like and subscribe if you're serious about the digital asset space. And let's get right into it today. One take and uncut. This will just be a quick video update and sorry about any background noise. So to kick things off, before we specifically talk about digital assets, Mike Hanna just shared this again from a friend on Facebook. So we know that Deutsche Bank, of course, released, the COVID-19 pandemic is accelerating the rise of central bank digital currencies. Governments are now seeing, the handling of cash as infectious, potential risk factor. You get the gist. We know the narrative since the beginning. I know the pandemic is real. My heart goes to all that are, affected, along with health and financially. But there's also multiple levels at play here. There's different things being implemented. Remember, never let a good crisis go to waste. So right here, as a bank teller, I can tell you that the push for digital adoption is in full force. We are moving in the direction of only doing essential transactions in the bank and encouraging our people to use self-serve options, telephone, online, ABM, rather than coming into the branch. We currently have the doors locked and can only take in a few people at a time. What a time to be alive. That is just wild. I know this validates a lot of things. I'm not sure if there's been, the predicted bank runs that I was anticipating as well, but who knows what will happen in the future. All right, next. Greg Mannarino just sharing this on MarketWatch. 43% of small businesses say they'll be forced to close permanently if they do not get help soon. So again, this is basically regarding, small businesses being able to apply for $350 billion in forgivable loans, as part of this $2 trillion stimulus bill due to COVID. All right. So again, we will see. Personally, I'm not an economist by any means, but I do get frustrated seeing how all the biggest corporations and, too big to fail organizations, of course, they're, systemically important and get bailed out. But sometimes I think that this could all be a ploy to, wipe small business out entirely. And that's just an opinion. Who knows? But hopefully there is some good that comes out of this. All right, and then Cryptopolis as well. So basically commenting on Mannarino's post as well. Another stat here on thehill.com. Almost 1 in 4, small businesses are 2 months or less away, having a lot of issues. Again, 24% of small businesses say they will close permanently within 2 months or less due to the economic fallout. So where's the help? Check is in the mail. Sit down and be patient, as what the government says. So yep, it can be frustrating, but the cool thing is that people are now acknowledging digital wallets in a faster way to move money and value. So hopefully there's some good that comes out of this as well. Next up, shared by Michael here, Val5 links 25,000 plus accounts have been created on the XRP ledger in March alone. All right, pretty interesting right here on cryptonews.net. Just a quick update. And essentially, Ripple, the company, they're using the terms interchangeably. Remember, Ripple's a private company. They were gifted a huge amount of XRP and back when they were Ripple Labs. So there's multiple groups at play. Essentially, XRP is the digital asset, and they recorded 25,000 newly created accounts on its platform in March, according to reports from XRP1intel.com. All right, so we'll continue to see this. If you look at the ledger, you can see 21 million offers were created, while 50,000 XRP was almost 50,000 was burnt in fees, with a total of 2.5 million payments made within the blockchain. So again, we'll see demand rise, but the question is, when the hell is price going to follow suit? All right, next up, Matthew Liny sharing this. Anyone catch this? So we can see the Committee on Small Business, Building Blocks of Change, the benefits of blockchain technology for small business. Now, in my previous, I think 2 videos ago, I was talking about blockchain utility, and the Blockchain Association is one of the organizations listed. As we can see here, right here, if I just do Control F for blockchain, it is listed 70 different times within the 6-page memorandum. Should be no surprise. Essentially just going over the use cases that blockchain can offer in distributed ledger technology for small business. All right, so of course we can see, boosting productivity, increasing security, opening new markets, changing the way business is done in different sectors of the economy. I'm going to go through, made up of a collection of underlying technology, of course, various, peer-to-peer transactions, global supply chains, tracking goods, of course, in the supply chain, and essentially just various use cases. Now, what I want to kind of go over is if we type in ledger, we can see, of course, there was one thing I liked when I was reading. All right, so all parties have access to the same digital ledger, and no party can make unauthorized changes. So there's trust that comes back into play. As we can see here, the use of a trusted private ledger for record keeping of financial transactions reduces the need for businesses to rely on third parties that charge fees for their services, such as clearinghouses. Reminds me of DTCC. We got custodian banks, accountants, and auditors. All right, and there's tons and tons of costs associated with this. I mean, right here, estimates of banks' cost savings from the use of permissioned blockchains range from $20 to $50 billion per year. Note that, okay? And of course, we can see here supply chain management, logistics, public records like real estate and title management, okay? Even identification, food safety, and much more. Right now, of course, it obviously, it helps small businesses, and hopefully it'll help these guys survive and get an edge. I think the big guys are just going to absolutely dominate. I think that small business is behind the train. They're probably just starting to really develop an ecosystem. Maybe there's going to be some developers that create, useful blockchains, or decide to, what kind of dev kits are available to build upon and kind of integrate their own applications. It's going to be like a whole new thing, just like when apps became a thing on the phone, or different applications and, softwares like Microsoft with Microsoft Teams, Excel, Access, database capabilities. So it's going to really, really skyrocket. I think the big boys are well ahead of them, such as Amazon and Microsoft, of course. All right, next up, we'll finish up with this. I just wanted to give a quick video update today regarding crypto space, sentiment, and, developments with the small business space especially. Now, right here, XRP Crypto Wolf, chairman of the Russian State Duma Committee on Financial Markets, confirmed that the crypto bill, which provides regulatory framework for cryptocurrency, has now been completed. The chairman explained that the bill provides the definition of cryptocurrency. Now, remember, the nations that I am specifically watching during this whole, pandemic, this financial transfer, this landscape. Some believe it'll lead to a reset. I can't rule out any possibility. That's what I'll tell you. But essentially, watching the BRICS nations, BRICS, you can add K for Korea if you want. But again, Brazil, we got Russia, India, China, South Africa, watching these nations that have been hoarding more gold than ever. Then there's organizations I'm watching. I'm watching the World Bank. I'm watching AIIB. I'm watching the IMF. I'm watching the Bank of International Settlements. I'm watching some big banks like Deutsche Bank and HSBC. I'm watching groups like R3. I'm watching the biggest payment providers and FIs in the landscape, watching what they're doing. Remember that now governments are teaming up with the private and public sector more and more to even get money to the unbanked populations. So what they said was, for people that may not have bank accounts, they're teaming up with providers similar to maybe Square or Cash App or Venmo and PayPal, things of that magnitude. All right, do you see what is happening in front of us? So again, guys, I appreciate it. We will see what the price of this space does if there's a pan sell-off. Remember, 2 videos ago, I share my sentiment and what I see happening next. And with that, guys, I appreciate it. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and until next time.